Real quick, before we get into the goodness, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That way you're notified to every time we upload a video. Appreciate you.
Here we go again.
Man, these content creators are at it again. They are stirring up the pot that isn't even simmering. Now, people are ready to boycott Chick-fil-A. But why? I saw a lot of content creators, a lot of thumbnails. Chick-fil-A has gone woke. Time to boycott Chick-fil-A. I've seen and watched some of these videos. And in these videos, they halfway hit the truth. There has only been one content creator that I've seen that I will give a mad major shout out to. KC of Behind the Lines. Man is funny as all get out. Very entertaining. Has a hell of a perspective on different things. Go give him a sub. But he's the only one who really dove into it and gave the full truth. I am simply going to expound upon it from my perspective and give a bit more detail. Back in 2021, Chick-fil-A hired a transgender individual to be a director in the company. During this training, she claims that she was sexually harassed, catcalled, had homophobic slurs thrown at her, and intentional misgendering. Now, this happened in August 2021. They fired her, according to Chick-fil-A corporate office, for being late and leaving early. And of course, the individual disputes that. A case of who's right, who's wrong. I say, they say. This transgender individual sues Chick-fil-A. Now, she was fired back in August of 2021. And I'm pretty sure she made these claims then before the lawsuit actually hit. They promoted a young man, black man, for anyone who may have been curious and interested to know, named Eric McReynolds. He had been with the company since 2007. He got promoted to vice president of DEI in December 2021, 4 months after the employee was fired claiming wrongful termination. You see how you can easily put these two things together? It's not that Chick-fil-A went woke, they went wise. They had somebody that was formerly in their employ, transgender, screaming wrongful termination based on sexual harassment and gender. It's smart business. It's not woke. As I said a second ago, they didn't go woke. They went wise. And per modus operandi, she filed a lawsuit. Now, I'm here to tell you, knowing how corporate America works, when that lawsuit gets brought before a judge, yada, 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 y'all know the procedure. They can simply say, hey, we have someone, a black man that's been with us since '07. He's in charge of diversity, blah, blah, blah. It had nothing to do with them being transgender. But instead of content creators explaining it like that, drawing the logical conclusion like I did, they feed into the frenzy. They feed into the, Chick-fil-A is going woke. We got to be ready to fight y'all. Ban Chick-fil-A. No, they're not. Chick-fil-A didn't go woke. Y'all didn't even know they had it until recently, when everybody is now starting to go through the past. They're now starting to dig through the closets and look into the records and files and things of corporations to see if they're woke. Well, I hate to tell you this, people, but at some point in time, virtually every corporation did something wokish. Now, to address Chick-fil-A, think about that. Not a lot of y'all even knew about that lawsuit. It happened down in Atlanta. Nobody even knew that guy had been in that position. Been there for 2 years. Been with the company for, 15 years now? 16. Been with the company 16 years. And here is where we get to the meat. We need to be very, very careful of how we proceed. The boycotting of Bud Light has shown the average individual, the normal person, that when set afire, when motivated, and when moving in unison, we can have an effect. Our voice can be heard. We can be recognized and paid attention to. We can speak louder with our money than the ideological enemy can with their voices. But now we are looking to attack everything. Let me hit y'all with this. The normies, the average man, has always outnumbered the woke. It's just that the woke has always been louder. You see, we don't have to go out in the street, tear shit up, do anything of that nature, because we are the ones that actually make the world move. We are the ones that spend the money. We are the ones with true influence. But now we are bordering on becoming the tyrant.
I have become what I beheld, and I am content that I have done right.
Every good movement started with a pure intention and hearts of gold. Even the alphabet mob, back when they were just simply the gay and lesbian community. All they wanted was fairness. We want the same respect. We want the same opportunities as those who do not have our lifestyle. They wanted the right to love who they wanted to love, to marry who they want to marry, and have the rights afforded to them that any other heterosexual couple had. Health insurance, life insurance, things of that. That was the root movement of the gay and lesbian community before they became the alphabet mob. All they wanted was fairness and equality. Look at what it is now. It went from just treat us fairly, just treat us right, to you better accept my lifestyle, and if you don't, you're a homophobe. See how that movement transformed from that to this? How it went from the gay and lesbian movement to the alphabet mob? It started with pure intention. That's where the normies are. You see, I will tell you exactly why Bud Light was the triggering force for the boycotting wave. It is because you finally affected the eye rollers. Tucker, what are the eye rollers? Here are the eye rollers. The average individual, the regular man, the regular woman, the eye rollers. I call them eye rollers because they saw what was happening in the cultural space. They saw the culture war and just rolled their eyes and ignored it. They saw it go from Pride weekend to Pride week, just roll their eyes. From Pride week to Pride month, just roll their eyes. They saw all the rainbow flags and rainbow communities, just roll their eyes. They would see these things on the news, roll their eyes, grab a beer, keep going. They'd hear people talk about it on the street, ignore them, roll their eyes, get home, grab a beer. One time, they went home, and on the news was a picture of a man pretending to be a woman on that very beer can that they were about to grab. Now, they could see the woke agenda affecting the one thing that they thought they had to themselves and didn't have to worry about. That all-American, straight man, strong woman thing, a beer. That one thing that helped them ignore all this bullshit is now taken from them. You took the one coping mechanism that the average individual had and tried to corrupt it into your bullshit agenda. That was it. That was the snapping point. That was the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back. That's why the Bud Light Anheuser-Busch boycott is so strong. You pissed off the eye rollers. The people who could ignore you as long as you left them alone with their beer. You see, the common people aren't complicated, especially men. I'm here to tell you as a man, we are not complex at all. We are creatures of habit. Give us what we want, leave us the alone. We'll make do with all the other bull. But you did it. The problem is now is that people are trying to take that same mentality, that same motivation, and spread it everywhere. The normies have woken up. They are an overwhelming force. But I am here to tell you, there are things that an overwhelming force can be brought down by when facing an underwhelming enemy. An overwhelming force can be brought down by hubris, divine intervention, and spreading themselves too thin, fighting on way too many fronts. Well, I don't think that divine intervention is in play here just yet. Hubris? Maybe. Because maybe it's the hubris that has us doing the last one, spreading ourselves too thin. Now we are attacking enemies that aren't even an enemy. Chick-fil-A hasn't done anything woke. Miller Lite didn't do anything woke. Just a semi-funny commercial. You want to go after Target? I understand. Kohl's? Okay. By the way, Bath and Body Works is celebrating Pride, but let's be honest, y'all. It's Bath and Body Works. We would be shocked if they didn't celebrate Pride. But this is what it is. We're attacking every corporation that has ever done anything slightly woke. Stop.
Stop it. Get some help.
Because now we're on the verge of becoming the tyrants.
You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Remember what I said. The gay and lesbian community went from we just want fairness and equality. They went from a weekend to a month. They went from please accept us to if you don't, you're evil, you're a bigot, you're a homophobe, and you're wrong. Is that what we want to do? Do we want to become that very enemy? Is that our goal? Or is our goal to say, hey, quit shoving this shit down our throats. Hey, stop putting this shit in front of our kids. Pick your fights wisely.
You must choose. But choose wisely.
Don't be hypocritical, because the same common people that are going through past things and digging up a company's former indiscretions or former errors to try to boycott them into shame now, they hate it when it was done with tweets. Remember the James Gunn incident? Going back and finding 6, 7, 8-year-old tweets? You can't have that both ways, people. Let the past be what the past is. If they want to do some woke crap now and you want to get them for it, feel free. Chick-fil-A has them. Not even in the slightest. You haven't seen them throw trans flags out there, get rainbow colored cups. None of that. They're still holding to their Christian values. Don't confuse a wise business decision with a corporate woke decision, okay? Use your heads. Stay on the right side of history. Don't become the tyrants. Yo, if you want to hear the rest, make sure you check out our podcast. You can find us on all your favorite podcast platforms. That is iHeart, Pandora, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Music. Plus, if you want to reach us, drop us a line. You can find us at freemindthinkers2022@gmail.com. Let us know what you think about us. Leave a comment below and share the video with as many people as you can. I greatly appreciate that. This is your man, Big Brother Tucker. See you on the other side. And always remember, never be afraid to think differently.